So our first stretch, lads, on the flexibility program is a tibialis stretch, right? So you're just going to need, like I'm going to use a cushion or a pillow here, but you want to double it up so it's about 2 or 3 inches, okay? And all I'm going to do then is I'm going to pop just my foot up on top of it, so I want my foot higher than the level of my shin, okay? So keep in that position, try and get your heels clamped together, okay? Stay pretty upright, and you're just going to sit back on the heels, and you're going to hold that position. Okay, so you're just going to hold that position, and it's very important that the feet are elevated above the level of the knees. Okay, but try not to flop back here, but the more you can kind of sit back, the better. Just excessively arching probably won't get a few. Try not to be leaning forward either. Okay, so that's your tibialis anterior, so it's the muscle up along the front of your shin. Okay, so that's our first one. Our second one, again for the lower leg, is going to be a calf raise. Now, I understand you probably won't have a ramp like this at home. It's fine, you can use like a couple of books, or just even like the edge of the stairs works perfect too. You just want something to elevate your feet. So from here, I'm going to elevate my toes, okay, and I'm just going to reach for the ground, okay, and straight away I get that up through my calf. Okay, so I'm going to reach for the floor, and I'm just going to hang out in this position. Okay, so if you didn't have a ramp like this at home, you could use the edge of the stairs like so, and you could reach down. Okay, you do want the heels below the level of the feet. That's the most important. So here, my heels are below the level of my feet. Okay, and I want to keep my hips kind of over my ankles, but try not to stick your bum back too much. Just try and reach straight down as best you can. Okay, so ideally something like that works brilliant. If not, hang off the edge of the stairs. We want the heel below the level of the foot. So that's for our calf. Okay. Our third movement is going to be a kneeling hamstring stretch. Okay. So we can do this from the floor in this position where I reach like so. So one knee is I'm on one knee and your leg is straight. Okay. From here I'm trying to keep my hips square, and then I'm going to reach my chest almost towards my knee, but I've got to keep those hips square. Try and avoid this rotating into it. So hips square, especially the knee on the ground. That's most important. And if you want to advance a little, you can just elevate this foot a bit more. Okay, so here, again, hips square, and I'm going to work my chest down towards my quad. So this leg stays straight, hip towards, chest towards the quad, and I'm just going to hold. Alright? So with all of these stretches, and I'll pop that in the program outline, but they're going to be long holds. Okay? So we've got tibialis, calf, hamstring. Now we're looking at quad and hip flexor. Okay? So we're going to do our couch stretch on this. So you do want something for your knee on this, and we want to try and get our shin as flat to our surface as we can. So if you're using the wall at home, just get the shin right into it as much as you can. Okay? So I pop that shin in here. Okay? Really push like your hips up against your heel to start you off, and then step in front, and then we want to push back. Okay, really focusing left glute and really squeezing that and pushing my chest back so that I'm not arching through my lumbar spine. So I'm nice and tight through here, squeezing that back glute, and just going to hold that position. Okay, it's important on that not to lean forward, lads. Really push yourself upright. Stay nice and tall through from your head to your heel. Okay? All the way through. That's going to be up along through your quad and hip flexor. Focus and squeeze that back glute as best you can. Okay? The third one we're going to look at is a butterfly stretch. So this is more our adductors and our groins. But again, we're going to use a surface, pop our backs up against. I'm going to stay pretty upright. So from here, I'm going to bring my feet in together. Alright? And I want to, first of all, I want to get my heels as close to my groin as I possibly can. Okay? And from there, keep a hold of your feet, and you want to just slowly use the elbows to let the knees drop towards the ground. Okay? So I'm just using the pressure from my elbows, now very minimal, to let those knees fall towards the ground. Okay? If you're pretty flexible and you're getting them, if you're very rigid, okay, you're not getting much of a stretch, you're just so bound up, sometimes using like 2 light weights on your knees can help with that, or else just applying a small bit more force to let those knees drop down. Okay, so we should feel that on the insides of the groins and quad area. Okay, that's our butterfly stretch. Okay, our third one for up around this hip area is going to be what's called a posterior hip capsule stretch. Okay, so we're going to start on all fours. Okay, and from there, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring my left knee outside my right heel. Okay, so when that left knee comes outside the right heel, I just move my body position so that my chest is over the right knee. So just to watch that again, from here, the knee comes outside the left heel, and I just shift my body weight. And then, keeping that knee forward, my left leg slides back, and I'm going to slowly drop into that stretch. Okay, and that's going to be right up along the outside of my right glute. Like right about there is where I'm getting it like pretty strong, so I'm going to hold it. But the deeper you go into it, the stronger it will be. Okay, so from this side, it's going to look like this. Right knee outside left heel. I just change my body position in, so my chest is over my knee again. I slowly slide that, like on, as soon as I move my knee on that side, I can feel it. Okay, so right up on the outside of that hip capsule, or the outside of the glute. Okay, but the deeper we slide that leg, the stronger or the deeper that stretch becomes. Okay, so that's the posterior hip capsule one. Okay, and our last one for the hip area is going to be a 90-90 position. Okay, so from here, hip in line with knee and ankle in line with knee. Okay, so get this right angle going. I have the same going behind, knee, hip, and ankle. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to rotate my right shoulder forward, and then I'm going to drop into position. Okay, so I am like this. I rotate the right shoulder, drop, I'm going to hold. Okay, it'll be a very similar position to the posterior hip capsule. Okay, only it might just be a small bit sharper. That's all. So rotate, drop, and hold. That's our 90-90, the front position, okay? And then we have what's called the anterior one at the front of the hip as well. So from here, and all I'm going to do is I'm going to hold position, straighten this leg, okay? And I push this hip through, and I'm going to slightly lean back, okay? So there's nothing coming through that front leg now. It's all coming through. It's similar to the couch stretch, only it's a bit more up around the top of the hip flexor, okay? I'm just going to sit back and I'm going to hold that position. Okay, so that's our anterior hip stretch. This one is a 90-90 hold. Okay, so there are two different stretches. So when I flip over sides here, same setup. Rotate the opposite shoulder down towards the knee. 90-90 hold. Straighten this leg. Hold that position, slightly lean back, further lean back, and again it's coming up along that groin area and into that hip flexor, even a small bit into the ass. That's our anterior hip stretch. Okay, so that's the end of our lower body or our hip focused stretches. Okay, I have one upper body one that I really focus on. Okay, and it's going to be our W pec stretch. Okay, so for this you're going to need two surfaces. Roughly about hip height works well, okay? And if you just want them, like if you have two chairs, it'll probably work okay as well, okay? So, when you set them up, you want to get forearms on, okay? And you don't want them for them to be too narrow, okay? So you want forearms on, and you want to get this W position on the boxes here, okay? So from there, chest goes straight down, okay? So when I look across to my left, my elbow, my shoulder are in line. I look across to my right, my elbow and shoulder are in line. Okay? From there, let the chest and head drop towards the ground. And we're just going to hold that position. Okay? And again, using the breath to kind of work that extra range of motion on that. Okay? So I probably should have touched on that to start. Using your breath throughout this is going to be really important. Like one of the benefits of a passive stretching session is it decreases like muscular tension. So using like deep exhales will help relieve that a small bit. Okay, so check out, I'll have the program popped up, lads, as a PDF. That'll go through the sets and reps and so on. But we want to be holding each of these stretches or holds for between 2 and 5 minutes. Okay, if that's the couch stretches, a minimum of 2 minutes off either leg. If it's this, it's a minimum of 2 minutes in this position. Okay, so that's the difference with this kind of session as opposed to a normal kind of mobility session. The holds are going to be much, much longer. You have to get a minimum of 2 minutes. That's before the cells are kind of to alter a small bit. Okay, perfect.